Well, YouTube, I'm tired, and if I sound winded, that's because I am. I found a future steam engine flywheel in the woods. It's obviously an old truck rim. This is made out of steel, and you can see the big rivets in it. And it is rusted, but it is not rusted out. This metal is still that thick, even with it pitted like it is. It is still super thick and super strong. I threw this just to make sure I wasn't hauling home a useless piece of metal. I threw this up against some rocks. I rolled it down a hill. Nothing happened. That's what these new shiny parts of the metal are from. So, I will be able to use this. To give you an idea of how big it is, I have my 1988 Chevy Nova's original 13-inch tires on them. This rim is, the outside diameter of the rim matches and is a hair bit larger than the, let's see right there, the 13-inch tire. So, that's just the rim. The tire probably puts another, I don't know, 3 to 6 inches. So the thing would probably be, the tire would probably be sticking out here. This was a big old tire back in the day. But what really called me to it, on top of it weighing 1,000 pounds, and my door just shut. It's about to be a thunderstorm. I wish I had more light. I'm blocking a lot of it how I'm sitting. But what really called me to it is, first of all, it's really heavy. I would say this is, after carrying it, it felt like 50 pounds, but I bet it's closer to 40. It might be 50, though. It might. Anyhow, I have all these bolt holes to mount it to, so I could get a nice plate of steel, maybe, I don't know how thick. If I could pound some of this old barbecue grill out flat, that would probably work. And because I don't have a welder, it kills me. It's my #1 complaint about life right now. And the other thing is, alright, so I could probably fit the old flywheel in here, maybe mount it off of that. But look at this groove. I guess it was the groove that kept the tire in. This doesn't have the special locking, or it's not locking threads. It's like this little bead that keeps them from popping out now. See this groove? That looks like it would fit a lawnmower style belt perfectly. So just think of this being on a converted Briggs & Stratton, probably that 4-horse over there. I'll go show it to you. And having a big old pulley. So this could power something. I don't know, have a pulley going to maybe a small bicycle wheel. To give you an idea of the ratio that would be, you have this thing, and then maybe I would have something like, this is a little bit bigger than I would want it. This is the only naked one I have laying around, like that. See? I'd rather have one along this big, that big, the little 12 inches, but I don't think I have a small one. But let me show you the engine I want to use on it, or for it. Last thing I need is another project right now. Thank you a lot, old rim. I've been thinking about this project for a while because my last air engine was really popular. My flywheel broke. And so this air engine, I was thinking about maybe using one of these old 93 Ford Ranger rotors, brake rotors, but they're not anywhere close to as heavy as that thing. Even though these are solid steel, they're still not even close as heavy. So there's that, which I could use on a smaller engine, and then I had that piece of stainless steel cut out. But here's the engine anyhow. See, this would be the tire I'd like to use on it, something like this. Perfect. I need to clean up really bad this guy, which also is found in the woods. Ooh, it's starting to thunder now. I'm glad I got back when I did. Throw that over there. But the engine is this. Briggs & Stratton with the crappy plastic carburetor. Gosh, I hate them. Not Briggs, the carburetors. Briggs are awesome. And not great lighting. I have this grow light up and that light, but that's it. But I thought maybe I could take off the starter cup, and what I might actually be able to do is leave that on there, take off the magneto. I would want to steal the starter cup regardless, though, for another project I thought of, and use this off of that old that little lawnmower over there. Keep the carburetor for future projects. All the parts are in there, and then somehow attach that to the back. That might work well. I think that officially now I'll start tearing this down, and that will be a flywheel. So maybe I'll do an update in a minute. Anyhow,